before you answer,
Making it 3 questions.
making it 3 questions now. Are there any schools in Lagos for now that has climate change education in the curriculum?
Yes.
Do we?
Yes, we do actually.
Okay, answer everything before you lost track of your.
Okay, so let me add to what you said as you got the parents, involving the parents. So our modules or curriculum has been designed in such a way that the parent and caregiver expertise involved. So while training the teachers, so we have projects, so project-based learning, that even assessment, we create a form of competition whereby the teachers that win or that is able to, carry out the assessment effectively will be rewarded. You get. So now this is one of the way, through incentives, by incentivizing some of these outcomes, is one of the way to get the attention of people to say, okay, what are they even talking about? So even the student will win. If we are giving first, second, third prizes for students, and including teachers, first, second, third, so like we just finished the first 4 modules. Now we've given them an assessment. Then we will resume next month. Then to continue with the modules. So all this process, it's an hands-on training that we're doing.
How many schools are you looking at in Lagos?
So currently we've involved 40 teachers. And through all the 6 districts, you understand, all these districts, you understand. So
these are public schools.
Yes,
Fantastic.
public schools.
Fantastic.
So we've involved 40 teachers, and these are our pilots. So the 40 teachers are currently being trained, and the feedback has been so amazing, from the first 4 modules. And these people are ready and willing to go to the school. And mind you, the 40 teachers that are recruited, they are not just ordinary teachers. These are people that have been involved in sustainable development goals in their schools. These are teachers that have come up with B clubs in their schools. So these people are passionate because we have over 100 applications, while we're selecting, but we scrutinize it, went through the process of, okay, what are the people that are really passionate about it? And from the classes, you can see that these people are really passionate. And they've, even by themselves, they started giving suggestions on how they are going to get this whole climate education, integrated into their subjects, in even clubs, within the school, through literary and debating society, even setting up climate, clubs on his own. Because even though curriculum is something very important, that's our major goal. But that process, it may take a while before everything is being implemented. But before that, with all these approaches and these steps you're taking to get integrated into the school through clubs, through the teachers, integrated into the subject. By the time the students themselves get home and they know that they are into a competition and things like that, the parents will want to support in one way or the other. And the project also, the curriculum involves project that in one way or the other, the parents will say, okay, let me continue. Just like you give an homework or assignment to a student from school. Will the parents say this is not part of?
Oh, I think the wickedness of teachers is shown in when they give assignment that the child cannot do. So the parents get to do it, and that's where I'm afraid.
I always say
because
it's a deliberate
because
act
when
by the
you
teachers.
give kids homework, and you know that you yourself, your father does not know, like me. Oh, look at these days, like you have to say, come and do it. So I consult the Google to do it. The child, I can't explain in totality, and the teacher, and you feel that you can mark the child for doing it. I'm not too comfortable. So you give them project. We now do what we call incentivization, where you incentive. Isn't that double jeopardy? Because there's a goal. This has nothing to do with passion, but there's a reward at the end of the day.
But reward also, inspires passion.
Yes. Imagine they say they want to give you the first position, like 1 million naira.
and your
Ah,
daughter is very
that's-
passionate about it.
That's really
You say
true.
you become passionate now, because now you are not expending your money. Like you said, they are not asking you to pay any money. They are saying if you are able to come up with maybe a 300 word essay about climate change and all
Yeah,
for your
she
daughter,
yes,
you'll be inspired now. In fact, you'll be pushing it that your daughter, puts a lot of effort
be
to get
proud
the
of
money, because once she gets the money or he gets the money, it's
We-
also for
we
the
donate
family.
it for climate change cause.
That's going to be that's also going to be nice,
Okay,
right?
still talking about
Very
the empowering these teachers. What are the key resources they'll need in achieving your objectives?
Okay.
Okay.
So, so the resources or the need in achieving our
yes.
objectives.
What are the things you equip them with?
Okay, so we equip them with the tools, right?
What are these tools?
The skills. So part of the tools is understanding, first of all, what is even the causes of this climate change. What are the strategies you need to apply to adapt and mitigate, and how can you also even bring this knowledge to the student effectively. So we are giving them, effective facilitation skills by bringing in even experts, in this field to train them also. We are giving them activities, part of the tool is activities like gamification, how they could easily bring this knowledge, through play, through games, for the student to be able to understand. And also the creative problem solving aspect, using, methodology like design thinking, project-based learning on how these people can also co-create and come up with solutions that could be effective in solving climate change challenges within the society. So some of these through the whole activities, the tools have been, the skills is being built, the tools is being, shared. These tools is not like maybe we are giving them hoes or cutlasses,
Soft
but we
skills.
are giving them, the
Soft skills?
exactly, the soft skills and the methodologies, that they could easily use to actually come up with these solutions. And actually, this whole thing is not just ending with teaching. Like I said, this is our pilot, and the project-based learning and the creative problem-solving aspect that will help them come up with even practical applications like tree planting, like even recycling, which is the circular economy aspect, is also one of our modules that involves repair, recycling, upcycling, reuse, these are some of the, tools and the principles that could help them, even while trying to apply or solve climate challenges within the society.
Just to add to what he said, right?
Yeah.
So when you even look at our curriculum, that's already a skill, right? From the beginning of what is climate change, down to how we can involve parents, down to the practical aspects. Imagine they have all this curriculum. Now, there's a structure, right? And that structure is what is the skill they need to impact the students directly. So it's not more like, oh, let's just do tree planting because we heard that it's very good for climate change. Now, you already have the requisite understanding and you have the skills. So it's more holistic, it's more structured compared to when it's just picking from different, energy transition concepts and, just teaching the students. So, like he said, right, that's just in addition to what he said. The curriculum alone, the modules alone is a soft skill.
It's a soft skill.
Yes. Okay. And one thing we also did is, we're not just doing this alone. We're having this initiative with a lot of organizations, even with the support of the Lagos State government, through the Ministry of Environment, the PSSDC. So, all these things still boils back, to the fact that we need to impact the students and they need to get the requisite skills to impact the students.
No wonder I don't see pet bottles on the roads. Do you still see?
I do.
I don't.
It's actually money now, to be honest.
The only place I see these things is when it is being packed,
Yes.
For recycling
yes,
purposes.
for recycling purposes
Yeah.
in a truck.
I see them a lot in my area.
Where's your area? Where?
Actually, all these things have reduced. It's
Okay.
true. It's true. The whole awareness.
You see, the thing is that if you are walking on the street and then you just mistakenly leave a pet bottle before you close your eyes and you open
Someone
your
has
eyes,
picked
you
it.
see all those malams,
Yes,
they
they
have picked
picked
it because
it.
they know that
It's
there's
true.
money now.
Okay,
There's
we
money
take
in
a
it.
short break because I have like 2 or 3 questions, maybe even 25 questions.
Bring it on.
We take a short break, right?
Yes, and when we come back, the conversation continues.
It has never happened to me, but it happened to somebody that was right beside me and I couldn't talk. It's a terrible thing, oh, because you saw that they were robbing somebody beside you and you cannot talk. Because by the time they brought out this small sharp knife, I wanted to talk before, but I had to keep mute. Èkó, ìlú Èkó ilé ọgbọ́n. Àbí? Èkó is ilé ọgbọ́n.
Welcome back. It's still the conversation, and we are still talking about empowering teachers through climate change education. And we have this beautiful people here, Sheon and Tiwalade. But before we continue, you watched Lagos Sense.
Yes, I did.
Have they showed you Shege in Lagos before?
I don't even want to talk about it.
No, you have to talk about it. That is why we played it. You would tell us your experience.
Make it short.
Just make it short, you know.
Okay, Lagos Shege. I think the major Lagos Shege I've been going through is when I want to use the public shuttles. There was this day that I wanted to use the public shuttle, and we're all rushing. It was raining, and then this man just hit me bush on the face, and then like my mouth was bleeding, and he didn't even
blink.
He didn't even blink. He just continued. He sat down, and then at some point I had to cry and say, "Sir, you hit me on the mouth." And then he said, "Oh, sorry, that's Lagos for you. You guys sharp for this." I had to now take a picture of myself, then send it to my dad that they eat me. But I said, see, that's Lagos for you. If you want to survive in this Lagos, you have to see Shege Pro Max.
Your dad too said that to you. Wow,
We have a colleague on Saturday. She just wanted, she was going home somewhere under Ikeja Bridge, and she needed to she felt like, let me buy chicken. So she just bought chicken, and she had like almost like 50K in a small wallet. And when she got into the bus, just said, I just more transport.
Wow.
I mean this Saturday.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
So whatever you're doing in Lagos, when you want to buy chicken or buy it, just watch it. So she went back to meet the mala that she bought chicken from. The mala, did you say anybody?
That's Lagos for you.
That is funny, but it's not funny for her.
At times when you are walking, you even hug your bags like
Yes.
this. You can't take anything.
You can't take anything to chance. Well, that's Lagos. You just have to be smart and be up and about.
Exactly.
Okay, back to the question.
Back to your 25 questions.
Yeah, so the question is, you said you're presently piloting with 40 teachers.
Yeah.
Lagos is huge. We have a population, I mean, the young population in itself runs into millions. and public schools, you selected them. So
Across
what happened?
all
What happened?
Across
So what
all
happened?
districts
Yes.
in Lagos State.
So what happened to all other public schools now?
Now, okay,
that-
it's just answering your question. We have various districts in Lagos State.
I know, they just
so the
selected-
40 teachers that we selected are across all the districts. So there's no public school in Lagos State now that do not have representative through the 40 teachers.
No,
Yes.
I mean, I do understand through the districts. Like, I mean, would they now just as a minor representation of all the schools in a particular? Even in some districts, you have about 40 schools.
Yeah, so like you said, okay, this is a pilot, so we are trying to test run the whole process. And so far, you know, we've had great feedbacks, which shows that what we're doing is effective so far. So afterwards, we're looking at actually scaling this whole process.
And that's my word.
So,
That's-
so
okay.
we're looking at scaling it. So definitely the next edition will be more than 40 teachers. So then,
have you
you
thought
know,
about private schools?
so actually our focus is actually
The public
the public schools.
for now.
Yeah, for now. So for now, it's public schools
Maybe
because
the next edition would, you know, consider the private schools and then the public schools together.
Okay, so far during your course of training of these teachers, you know, you said you've been receiving feedbacks. What have been your major challenges, you know, during the trainings?
So, so one of our major challenges is the fact that this period for schools, so they're going to, like, it's an exam period for teachers supervising WAEC. So, like, for instance, our first, even from our launch, the launch date is not all the teachers that were present because some teachers had to supervise WAEC exam that day. And even our first class as well, the same thing happened. But we're looking, because we also created some virtual sections so during this process. So we're trying to see how we can balance things up. So, but basically that has been like, the challenge also involves like distance, because there are some schools at Ekpe, and these teachers have to come all the way from there. So, you know, logistics is another thing, but we are able to, through our sponsors, we are able to see how we could, you know, cope that aspect as well. So the challenges has been something we've been able to address.
Yes, and I think that, you know, introducing the virtual trainings too would also help their participation in
So
terms
people don't
of,
have
yes,
to
go and come, yes, to the training
This is my
center.
final question to you. So what do you see every time you talk to the teachers, or what do you see when you look at what you set out to achieve?
Yeah.
The like a crystal ball at the end of getting these young people, or these teachers, or getting these young minds to understand what climate change is all about. What is your ultimate joy at the end of the day?
So for me, you know, and for the vision itself, that's the goal of this whole program, is a greener Lagos. And thankfully, Lagos is also, they are doing projects in that line. So, and aside that, a sustainable future, because a sustainable future is something that is beneficial to everyone. Thank you very much.
Okay, so for me, right, it starts with impact. When you are able to directly impact these students, then they take it back to their society, and that's going to, you know, talk about the change that we need in terms of environmental sustainability, energy transition, and sustainable development.
Thank you very much. Seun Olatunji, Creative Team Lead, What is Design, and Tiwalade Adiremi, member, YAC Netherlands Partner Organization. You've taken us through empowering teachers through climate change education. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for
so
having
much
us.
for having us.
Did you even get our names? Amadi Bekwe, his daughter.
Oh, hi,
Orúkọ mi ò jù bẹ́ẹ̀ ń lọ.
Thank you very much.
We'll go on another short break now. When we come back, the program continues.
Let the conversation continue. Let the conversation continue.
Well, that conversation about climate change, especially educating the teachers, is an eye-opener considering the realities of our world. Well, I've learned, I'm sure you do as well. Of course, being placed
From
here.
all I've learned just now, education is key. You know, whether for climate change, whether as an adult. Look, did you see how articulate this young people are? And you know, the passion and shows in the way they expressed themselves. Education is key. All those people on social media are telling you, education help, English help.
But of course, climate change is real. The reality is telling. You've got the sun. Every time the sun comes out, is like, I'm sure if I ask her a question now, she's got her sunscreen on, and all the ladies in the studio, because every time like this, if the sun in Nigeria hits you,
even when
your yellow will turn to black.
Not only in Nigeria.
Yeah,
it's everywhere.
You know about the heat waves.
Yeah.
All the heat waves. In
everywhere.
fact, in UK, about 10 people died last year. In India, in US. So
And
I
and flooding too. It's not just in Nigeria. The flooding issue globally has become, you know, it's out of hand, you know.
This climate change thing, I think, like Adebinkwe said, everybody should get involved, right from our primary schools, secondary schools, up to tertiary level. Because whether we like it or not, it is give and take. Whatever you give to your environment will give it back to you. And your environment play a significant role in your overall well-being. So if you like, continue to dump refuse. You'll pay for it.
How do we deal with all those people that used to throw PET bottles and Sergeant was from their cars?
That's another thing entirely.
Joshua,
and,
I still told
even
you.
those that are educated, Joshua.
No, I mean,
Yes.
that's what I'm saying.
They threw it out of a car, a nylon bag.
And one man looked at me one day because I had to wind down, and I tell the man, Kini Bobo, the man just said, what do you mean? Get out of here.
Can you imagine?
And that's what people will say.
He's speaking English.
No, I need to see the car. I was aiming the car before until he threw something from the window. I was admiring the car in front of me. You know?
I think the best way to solve this problem is to continue to educate our people, of course, join hands with government so that we'll change our orientation and, of course, behave the proper way, treat the environment in a good way so that it will give back to us what we need as a human being to exist. Or what do you think?
Yeah.
I agree. I concur.
All right. We thank you very much for being part of the conversation today. We'll be back again tomorrow at 10 a.m. Hopefully, Joshua will be here as well.
Fingers crossed. But if you want me here, I can be. If you want me. Do you want me here?
Yeah.
Of course.
I will be here tomorrow.
All right. Thank you for that.
Yes.
That's the show today. We thank you very much for being part of it. We'll see you again tomorrow at 10 a.m. I am Ajibola Ojeshola. By the way, Joy is on leave.
Oh, that's why we did.
I am Adebimpe Omotayo. See you again tomorrow, God willing.
And I am Joshua Murakios.
And we'll see Joshua again tomorrow.
Oh,
Did
I
you say
forgot.
miraculous?
Joshua Murakios. When you see
Something,
something,
you say something.
and you do something. Have a wonderful day.
See you tomorrow.
Òtògbógàmí tán Bọ́lá Ahmed Tinubu hun àríhó gbó àwètò Àbújá tó sẹ́fífó gbódò yìí kọ Chinua Achebe tọ́nà dòpó gbósọ́dọ̀ yìí kọ JP Clark tọ́nà àwètọ́. Ihọ́tọ́lẹ̀ gba àdọ́nà dánúwà tọ́lẹ̀ tó Àbújá gbowúrẹ́ mẹ́yìnrán kan lẹ́ẹ̀tọ́ gídán dógó kó kweti kó tó zunkamẹ́dá hóde tó Kaduna imatẹ́gá tó àhọ́lùzàgbé. Àzọ́nkwé NDLEA tán wúré àmàṣìṣìṣẹ́ opioid ògo fatán donu fọdé kàndé gbọ̀n tọ̀tàn èyí bẹ́ẹ̀ bí ọ̀tọ̀mẹ́sán India tó òhun Clinton onétan tó Port Harcourt tó mẹ́tò Rivers imatẹ́ òhódọ́tọ̀ yétan Fẹ́mi Babafẹ́mi wẹ́dọ̀ mọ́nà rìnrìn nọ́lẹ̀. Ọ̀gádùdù àwọn ni tán kò sí àdádọ̀ èmìnà basi àlìhòhò èsù gán kó tó filẹ̀ kótó àyímátẹ̀ tó péhe ọ̀nà mẹ́tọ́ fífẹ́ àyímátẹ̀ gàtàn Olúfẹ́mi Dáramọ́lá wẹ́dọ̀ mọ́nà rìnrìn nọ́lẹ̀. Àmì kúrọ́tìnlẹ̀ hunhun tòtò gbóhèmẹ́ sọ̀gándé àmì kúẹ́pọ̀ wá náírà fọdé kanweko ẹnẹwẹ̀ 300 naira ná lítà dòpó mẹ̀hìn òhòdùlẹ̀ tó àmì sísàhómẹ́ wẹ̀dọ̀mọ́. ònúpọ́ntọ́ bẹ́ẹ̀lú tán lẹ́tọ̀ bẹ̀nẹ́ yín gbajì kò sin àdádọ́mọ́ àlọ́dí èmi zìndó akọ́nùwé òlàwẹ̀ ẹ̀ máa ń yòókù yẹ́dọ̀ èmi yún ẹ̀dọ́mọ́ bọ́ọ̀lù gbẹ́ bẹ̀nẹ́ yín gbajì tán lẹ́nà kò nàìjíríà gbọ́mọ̀tẹ́ndó yìí bọ́ọ̀lù kíkó fífa tán ìjà tó àlìjímẹ̀ ẹ̀hún dájí dàhó Felix òun fẹ́ tán tó Côte d'Ivoire wẹ̀ iná kò bọ́ọ̀lù lọ́tẹ̀tò ẹgbẹ́. ìgbẹ́ tó ṣí ọ ṣuṣu lẹ́bẹ̀ wá ṣí ọ dótẹ́ dòtó òkú dàkó àkúísàtàn tó Gaza tó mẹ́ náà lé Israẹli lẹ́ zọ̀nzín Hamas lẹ́ẹ̀dó tán wùtù.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
May the peace and blessings of Allah be unto you and your household.
I am Fadila Okuno, and with me is
Tinuke Oloruntoyin Folami, and we welcome you to Fragrance.
This is a program where we spread the beauty of Islam.
Islam is the way of life.
We have a lot packaged for you on the program, but first we start with
Starters. On Starters, we bring you tidbits about Islam, and we move to the next segment, which is You and I.
Then to Trends. We'll be talking about the lives and times of the Sahabiyas and how it relates to our present lives and society.
It's a game of numbers. Some call it politics. For others, it's a crouch for good governance. For objective and unbiased analysis of political issues and developments in the country, watch The Pendulum on Lagos Television on Wednesdays at 7 p.m. and Saturdays at 6 p.m. The Pendulum, your credible platform for engaging political discourse. Join us.
Have you had a hard time with taxes and understanding tax administration in Lagos State and the complex nature of Nigerian tax law? Do you know what agency or tier of government collects the various types of taxes? Have you ever found yourself asking any of these questions? Join us for your favorite program, The Tax Talk, your infotainment program.
reports, decisive and incisive news report on policy matters, in-depth analysis on topical issues, comprehensive discourse on what is critically at stake, detailing the trends and the issues as they are, understanding shared values, information, opinions, views and thought-provoking policies on democratic governance, the economy, politics and socio-cultural issues. Issues and Trends, a one-stop comprehensive socio-economic and political analysis with Obafemi Craig. Issues and Trends, every Thursday from 9 p.m. to 9:55 p.m. on Lagos Television, DSTV Channel 256, GoTV Channel 120, Star Times Channel 113, and UHF 35. Every Thursday from 9 p.m. to 9:55 p.m. on Lagos Television. Issues and Trends with Obafemi Craig. Do join us.
Must commend ITV television for the regular sensitization that has been going on the channel, raising the consciousness of our people on the issue of kidnapping.
This is Lagos Television, the voice of Lagos.
We are glad to have you join us on the news at noon on Lagos Television. I am Aminat Elegushi. The organized labor has described the federal government proposed a 62,000 naira wage for Nigerian workers as starvation wage. Assistant General Secretary of the Nigeria Labour Congress, Chris Onyeka, who disclosed this, says the union have never considered accepting 62,000 naira or any other wage that is below what is able to take Nigerian workers home, and thus will not negotiate a starvation wage. Onyeka said the one-week grace period given to the federal government last Tuesday, June 4, 2024, would expire by the midnight of Tuesday, June 11, 2024. It said should the federal government and National Assembly fail to act on the demands of the workers by tomorrow, Tuesday, the organs of the NLC and the Trade Union Congress would meet to decide on the resumption of the nationwide industrial action relaxed last week. Labour insists on 250,000 naira, its latest demand at the last meeting of the Tripartite Committee on Minimum Wage on Friday as the living wage for an average Nigerian worker. And away from that, state governors have called on the federal government to enforce a no meter, no service policy for all new electricity connections in the country. The plea was outlined in the development of the National Integrated Electricity Policy and Strategic Implementation Plan policy recommendations by the state government to the Federal Ministry of Power document from the Nigeria Governors Forum. In the document, the governors highlighted the critical importance of electricity meters in bridging the significant metering gap, which is essential for the viability of sub-national markets. They also argued that the state electricity regulatory commissions should have the autonomy to determine the most suitable meter technology, type, and form for deployment within their respective electricity markets. Troops of the Nigerian military and other security agencies in maritime have aborted the theft of oil products worth over 91 billion naira in the last 1 year of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's administration. This feat was achieved through a sustained, coordinated, intelligence-led operations against economy saboteur and other criminal activities in the Niger Delta region, where over 3,000 dugout pits were discovered and destroyed, and 354 oil theft neutralized within the period in focus. Director Defense Media Operations Major General Edward Buba reviewed this in Abuja at a joint press briefing by Security Defense and Response Agencies coordinated by the Office of National Security Advisor. It said strengthening intelligence sharing mechanism among the armed forces of Nigeria and other security agencies to counter security as enhanced national security cannot be overemphasized.
Corrupt practices, namely is the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission and the Independent Corrupt Practices Commission, and both agencies evolved anti-corruption initiatives that have been significant in maintaining law and order. Some of these initiatives resulted in the recovery and forfeiture of assets. The Economic and Financial Crime Commission, for instance, made significant progress in the fight against economic and financial crimes by securing 3,412 convictions and recovering vast sums of money, both in local and foreign denominations.
The Special Advisor to the National Security Advisor on Strategic Communications, Zakari Minjiyawa, also stressed the need for a sustained interagency collaboration, which has led to the key successes recorded in the last 1 year.
The National Security Advisor, in collaboration with other law enforcement, security, and defense agencies, has organized this press briefing to update the public on specific milestones. We acknowledge that the security work that has been undertaken may not always be reported for sensitive reasons. However, we believe that the challenges we face of fake news, misinformation, disinformation, as well as sometimes gap in communicating objectives, it has become very necessary that we hold these briefings.
The Security Defense and Response Agencies further review that within the period under review, troops of the Nigerian military and other security agencies have neutralized 9,562 terrorists and their combatant fighters across the country. And back home in Lagos, medical and dental practitioners are calling on the state government to speed up the implementation of the Consolidated Medical Salary Scale, known as CONMENT. Speaking under the umbrella of Medical Guild, Dr. Abdulmaruf Abdusalam disclosed that the wage benefit initiated by the federal government is yet to be implemented in Lagos.
We are by this medium drawing the attention of Mr. Governor to the precarious plight of our hardworking and industrious colleagues and the need to pay the reviewed CONMENT wage as a matter of urgency and priority.
In both rural and urban migration of medical practitioners in the state, Dr. Abdusalam also harped on the need to find lasting solutions to inner challenges faced by the professionals.
And National Housing Fund deductions for our resident doctors. The inappropriate entry step into the civil service. Our medical officers and consultants are being employed at a lower step compared to our federal counterparts. this is also worsening the brain drain in Lagos to federal establishments. Additionally, 98.7% of our members reported that they have never been a beneficiary of the Lagos State Government's home mortgage scheme or car loan. These are some of the incentives that we have previously prescribed to the government that will reduce the rate of attrition of our colleagues.
Medical Guild is also appealing to the state government to prioritize the welfare of the doctors as the present situation is affecting the productivity of the practitioners. The Lagos state government is promised to deliver 20 road projects across various divisions of the state soon. The Special Advisor on Infrastructure, Olufemi Daramola, disclosed this during an inspection of the state's ongoing projects across Lagos. Joshua Morakio has the details.
It is a strategic visit to sites of ongoing projects critical to the infrastructural development of Lagos. In the company of a technical team on infrastructure, the special advisor was brought to speed with development on project sites.
Then let's just try.
While at Omo Creek, the special advisor speaks to the critical road and bridge project that will link Songotedo in the Tiosa local government area with Itomo Creek in the Bejuleki and Ekpe local government areas of the state.
It's a road that has a total of about 5 kilometers with about 600 meters bridge, about 1.1 kilometers from the Lekki-Ekpe Expressway. What we've witnessed today is really good progress. There's been a lot of soil reclamation, right-of-way acquisition, and you can see as evidence, the contractor is on ground. A lot of soil replacement has gone on. We've been able to get to the abutment points where the bridge works will start.
Another project receiving attention is the damaged Alapere pedestrian bridge. Having inspected the level of work, the SA assures of completion of work before the end of the third quarter in 2024.
There's good progress. The foundation works have been done. The elements for the beams are all being set off-site. Precast elements are all being set off-site, and we are having good progress on it. The headroom will be improved, and in another couple of months, another 2-3 months, I'm sure that project will be completed.
The SA also speaks to ongoing projects across the state.
I can assure you in Alimosho we have projects ongoing, Babafemi Dada, we have Baronje Road. In Badagry we have Hospital Road, Samuel Ekudayo Road. In Kushofe we have St. Finbar's College Road, and all the contractors are back on site. Mr. Governor has supported us maximally. They are back on site, and you will see progress.
The frequent inspection of project sites such as the elaborate network of roads, Mayagun Road, and Lekki-Ekpe Expressway Phase 2A and B, and others from time to time, according to the SA on infrastructure, is to ensure that the state gets value for money on these projects and in good time. Joshua Murakio, LTV News, Lagos.
In sports, the Nigeria Professional Football League Week 35 encounter between Rangers of Enugu and Enyimba of Aba on Sunday ended inconclusive as fans disrupted the game, which attracted a record crowd in the dying minute. Enyimba players refused to continue with the game after Rangers were awarded a penalty few minutes to the end of the game at Nnamdi Azikiwe Stadium, Enugu. The first half had ended goalless, and all efforts by Rangers to open the scoring proved abortive as they were met by a resolute defending from the People's Elephant. The top of the table clash was heading for a draw, with both sides seemingly settling for a point. Peasant Rangers were awarded a penalty close to the end of the game when one of its attackers was pulled down in the penalty area. Enyimba players and management refused to accept the penalty call and therefore withdrew their players, who already started attacking the linesman from the field. Enyimba fans became violent, throwing missiles into the pitch and eventually evading the pitch and attacked the linesman, who had drawn the attention of the center referee to the penalty incident. Officials of the NPFL will decide whether to award Rangers the maximum 3-point to be the league leader with 64 points or reschedule for the remaining minute of the game to be completed. And that's the news at this hour. For more stories, connect with Lagos Television on these social media platforms. Many thanks for staying with us. Please remember to call the Lagos State toll-free lines 767 or 112 in case of emergencies. I am Aminat Elegushi. See you again at 2 p.m.
Do you know that as a viewer, you have the right to complain about any broadcast content or conduct of Lagos Television you are not pleased about? For any of such complaints, call or SMS Director Programs on 00333 Director News 003-696-2772 or Head Marketing 0022829898 or any of our social media handles. Lagos Television, the voice of Lagos.
This is Lagos Television, the voice of Lagos.
Welcome to our Grassroots Governance Program, Ibile Update here on Lagos Television. I am Alimat Adeyemi. The Executive Chairman of Igondo, Ikotun Council area, has officially flagged off the construction of vital roads, a part of the 114 Lagos State Road project. Ajibola Ojeshola gives us the rest of the details.